One of the most consistent, hard-working grinders I've been around.
Think about his path. 6 seasons, 8 catches year 1, 9 year 2, 15 year 3, 16 year 4, 39 year 5, then this season. First team All Big 12, 78 catches in the regular season.
I think that's one of the hardest things to do, and I feel like a lot of scholarship players have it easy, but I don't think it's ever come easy for Drake, and he's defied all odds, and I just respect the crap out of him for that. So
he's always open. If you click the tape, just watch him, and you'll see him always open somehow, some way. And a guy like him, having him, kind of the safety blanket for me, but also the confidence in knowing, that's a guy I trust.
Drake has the knack for making the spectacular look routine during both games and practice.
We were doing one-on-ones, and I've never seen a receiver do a double head fake and just leave the defender like that. I've never seen it in my life. Bro said, and left the defender to the side, and I'll never forget that. That was crazy, but I feel like that's only something he can do.
His timeliness for making the tough plays, the tough catch, the tough run after the catch is incredibly unique, and it's over and over and over. He makes it all look so simple.
Sophomore wideout Gavin Freeman thought so much of Drake that he showed up for the Sooners' final home game wearing Drake's number 12 jersey.
I came to the stadium wearing his number 12 jersey, not just because it was the last game, but just how much he meant to me, or still means to me, since I've been here, and how much he's made an impact on my life.
And Coach Venables says Drake coming up big in the Sooners' win over Texas was one of those wow moments.
For us, and winning that game in the fashion that we did, and doing it with, for me personally, I was exposed to that through Bob Stoops. And, when I was here, in the early 2000s. And so to be able to do it again with his son was almost, it was like it wasn't real. Really, really cool to hear the Cotton Bowl, screaming Stoops. That was one of those snicker moments in the middle of all the chaos.
He's going to be in my wedding because I love who he is, and to his core, he loves everyone around him and makes it about everyone else but himself. And to me, I just believe that's a great quality in a human being, but also a great quality in a football player.
Please welcome Burlsworth Trophy finalist Drake Stoops of Oklahoma.
Okay, Drake, so you grew up in a family where your dad's the most famous guy in Oklahoma. What was that like?
Yeah, that was different. I was really proud of him growing up and getting to be around such a historic program like Oklahoma and getting to see his success. And in a way, it kind of made me hungry to work really hard for something and have that same passion, drive, and energy for something.
Now, we saw those pictures of you with your brother. You were identical twins. What was the best prank you ever pulled on your parents?
We didn't pull it on my parents, but we pulled it on my teachers. We skipped class in 2nd grade and flipped classes until Isaac folded and told his teacher. And, and yeah, they came and found me.
Then your parents found out. What happened?
I don't think they were too mad. It was no harm, no foul.
That's great. So did you grow up thinking someday I'd like to play for Dad?
Yeah, I knew I wanted to play college football. I didn't know exactly where, and it just happened to work out. He retired my senior year of high school, and I started to really consider Oklahoma as an option. And yeah, so.
So are you saying you would have gone elsewhere if he'd have stayed as coach?
Yeah, in so many words, I think I would have. And that's not any knock on him. I mean, everyone would love to play for their dad, but just the way the world works, it tends to discredit you, and they'd say what you got is because of who your dad is as a coach, and as a man, you don't really want that.
Now, you had scholarship offers at other schools. What eventually caused you to decide on Oklahoma?
Yeah, just I knew that I wanted to play on the biggest stage you could possibly play on. And growing up, I guess I was a little spoiled in some ways, getting to go to Oklahoma games all the time and soak that in as a little kid. My eyes were just huge thinking of that, and so I went to other schools and visited, and I just kept thinking, I don't want to go anywhere else, and I knew that even if I wasn't ready right then, I'd work hard enough and I'd make it work for myself that sooner or later I'd be ready to play on a stage like this.
Now, your dad had a receiver who was a walk-on receiver that he said, would you talk to my son about his options? Tell us about those conversations.
Yeah, I actually remember Baker Mayfield called me when I was in high school and talking about his walk-on experience and how, no dream's ever too big and to always bet on yourself, and that really anything's achievable through hard work, dedication, and perseverance. And I remember after that call, I kind of had a new sense of, belief, and it kind of made the decision a little bit easier for me. So that was something I'll really always appreciate.
Did Baker tell you about this ceremony, the Burlsworth Award?
No, he didn't mention that, but I do remember watching him win it a couple times, and yeah, I think he had a tremendous career.
Now, you've done something that nobody else will ever do. 6 years at the same school. That's pretty amazing. After 3 years is when you got the scholarship. What was that like? Yeah,
that was definitely a proud moment in my life. Like vindication for all the hard work and, hard times in those first 3 years. It's just, vindication. As a man, you want to have that recognition for all that hard work, and there's no greater thing you can have than the respect and admiration of your coaches and teammates. And so I think that's what meant the most to me, was them being able to recognize me and kind of let me walk through that door finally.
Mm-hmm. Then you had a coaching change about halfway through, or a little after you're halfway through your career. What was that like? Because you knew Coach Venables, did you not? Yeah, I knew Coach Venables, and it was kind of like a welcoming home for him. And I didn't know what it would be like, but I think knowing the type of man he is and the type of culture he's trying to build and what he was bringing with him, I couldn't have been more excited. And we struggled the first year, but then you kind of got to see a taste this year of what Oklahoma football stands for and what it's capable of being underneath his leadership. Did you wrestle with coming back for a sixth year? Yeah, I definitely did, for many reasons. But, I figured where I was at last year and where I was trying to go, there's one more year couldn't hurt if I really, worked harder and tried to target some areas that I wanted to get better at. And there's just no way that I could have a worse season. So I figured, I could have a better one, and ended up, working out exactly how God planned it to. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then I have to ask, I know your dad's watching everything that you're doing as a player. Did he ever coach you, even though the other coaches were supposed to be coaching you? Yeah, no, he did a good job of being dad first and always being there for me, giving me advice. And if I ever needed advice or came asking, he would always have great answers. And really just how to, being a coach for so long and being a player himself, how to go about certain conversations or how to handle certain situations. And he was always a great resource to me. And I definitely have that blessing above a lot of people, and I've always been very, very grateful for that. Okay, you got a communication degree as your undergraduate. What do you want to do with that? Play football. Okay, that's right. Well, guess what? After it's over, you got to do something. You see all these ESPN guys, they used to play football, right? Is that what you want to do? No, yeah, I'm something probably in the sports world, but we'll see. And then at the end of the day, communication really just teaches you how to be a well-spoken person, how to articulate yourself well, and how to, form relationships with others and connect and maintain those relationships. And so I think that can apply to any area of life and any area of business. And I think that's why I kind of like the general feel of it. I think it applies very well to Drake Stoops, don't you? Thank you, Drake, very much. Thank you.